Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. I'm excited to be here with you all. It's an important announcement that we're making. I'm happy to be joined by some friends and colleagues. We'll start by recognizing our colleagues here. We're joined by James Nolan, Colin Smith, and Nancy Barr, as well as John Ravitz, Executive Vice President and COO. That's right? Of the Business Council of Westchester, Michael Romita, President and CEO of the Westchester County Association, and Jan Fisher, the Executive Director of Nonprofit Westchester. Thank you all for joining us. Today, the Westchester County Board of Legislators is launching an Affordability and Economic Development Task Force. That's not the way we do things normally around here. We normally tackle questions through the committee process, but this is an instance where the committee process wasn't exactly tackling the problems that we're dealing with. Across Westchester, working families, seniors, and businesses are facing real financial strain. We hear that every day. Families and businesses are struggling, and we need to take action to protect and strengthen our communities, and this is an effort towards that. We know that affordability and economic development go hand in hand. We don't experience affordability and economic development separately in our monthly paychecks and bills, so our policy should reflect that as well. Workforce housing tied to job centers, incentives for industries, potentially raising wages, and thing that we've heard repeatedly is how childcare can serve as workforce infrastructure. You can't have one without the other. Our approach is straightforward: bring the right people to the table, listen closely, and come up with practical solutions to address that. Fortunately, here in Westchester, we are blessed to have some amazing residents with fantastic knowledge and experience in this sector. People who are already working towards this end in other areas. So the opportunity, it's a real opportunity for us here at the board to bring these people together and see what we can do as a board of legislators to help forward that. I am proud to introduce Colin Smith, legislator, who is going to be leading this effort. He's been a strong voice on affordability and economic opportunity all over our county, and I know that he's going to be tackling this issue with the focus and energy that it requires. I introduce Colin Smith. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just get my spectacles out here so I can actually see. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our colleagues in government as well as in the business and nonprofit sectors. Thank you all for being here. I just want to start out by saying that I'm grateful to Chairman Gashi for appointing me to chair this new task force, and I'm excited to help lead this important work. Affordability, as was stated, is one of the defining challenges facing Westchester, and I appreciate this opportunity to bring people together around practical solutions. We are here today because affordability in Westchester is no longer a single issue. It rather is a set of connected pressures affecting families, whether it's affecting families that can stay here, workers who can build a life here, or businesses that are trying to grow and operate and be able to hire here. These are the challenges that we face. The numbers tell part of the story. Westchester's unemployment rate remains low, around 3.6%, and that's good news. But it also means that our employers are competing for workers in one of the highest cost regions in the country. And with tens of thousands of businesses across Westchester, affordability is not abstract. It affects our workers, our customers, our nonprofits, our small businesses, and our long-term economic future. That is why this task force matters. Our first goal will be to identify what is actually driving costs in Westchester, from housing, energy, to transportation, workforce constraints, and the cost of doing business, so that we are solving real problems with real information. Second, we will develop practical recommendations to support small and mid-sized businesses, helping them stay here, grow here, and continue creating jobs here. Third, we want to make clear that affordability and economic growth are not competing goals. They rise and fall together. A more affordable Westchester is a more competitive Westchester. Fourth, we will focus on workforce stability, because if people cannot afford to live here, businesses will not thrive here. Finally, this will be a coalition-driven effort. We will bring together leaders from business, nonprofits, housing, labor, and other sectors to produce recommendations that are thoughtful, realistic, measurable, and ready for action. Westchester has the talent, the institutions, and the ideas to meet this moment. Now we have to do the work together to make this a place where people and businesses can truly afford to thrive and to flourish. That is the work that we begin today. Thank you.
All right, next I'll bring up John Ravitz. When I called around asking for people to join us in this effort, John was one of the first to answer and was enthusiastic with suggestions on how we could improve it. John, please come up. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and to your colleagues on the Board of Legislators and my colleagues who are here today. We are very excited at the Business Council of Westchester to be part of this task force. We have over 1,100 members that range the gamut of businesses. Non-for-profits, as I see my friend Jan Fisher here, we're very proud of the fact that we have over 150 non-for-profits as members. And we always say that non-for-profits are economic engines. They create jobs, they bring in revenue, as well as delivering the key services that they provide for their clients. So they need to be part of this equation. And so I'm so glad that we're working all together on this. At the Business Council of Westchester, affordability has also been a word that we continue to talk about, an issue that we continue to talk about, because we also have to talk about the affordability of doing business in Westchester County and in New York State. And we have identified many of the issues that the chairman just talked about, childcare, energy, infrastructure, housing. These are all things that we have to begin to get seriously about coming up with some practical solutions. When we talk to our members about what some of their biggest challenges are, it's the acquisition of talent. How do we recruit and retain people to stay here in Westchester? And if this task force and all of us working together can begin to chip away at some of those obstacles that cause employers not to be able to recruit the best and the brightest to Westchester County, then we'll be doing our job. We need to remove those barriers. We need to do it in a responsible way. For us as an organization to this task force, I hope you'll use our 1,100 members as a resource. They are not shy about talking about some of the challenges that they are facing, some of the obstacles, and some of the solutions that they think would make it easier. And we'll start that with our annual meeting that we have with the entire Board of the Legislators and the BCW, which will be on June 3rd. But we can put some select working groups together at your convenience. So again, I want to thank the chairman. I want to thank the members of the Board of Legislature. You're spot on highlighting this issue, and working together, I think we can really make a difference. So thank you.
Next, I want to invite Michael Ramita from the Westchester County Association. Already, they're doing so much work, including Blueprint 26, is that right? A report that's going to be focused specifically on this, and something that I think is going to be incredibly additive and beneficial for us as a county. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Gashi, Legislator Colin Smith, and the other county legislators who have joined us today. We're really excited at the Westchester County Association to be a part of this. As Chairman Gashi mentioned, earlier this year, we launched with County Executive Ken Jenkins, Blueprint 26, which will be a data-driven initiative to try and identify the biggest challenges and opportunities to growing the regional economy. This initiative here today will feed very well into that initiative, the Blueprint 26 initiative, and really build on some of that data-driven work. So we look very forward to participating in this. We were grateful to be invited. And as Mr. Ravitz mentioned from the Business Council, working side by side with businesses and the nonprofit community, as well as our other community organizations, to try and find some opportunities for real affordability and growth in Westchester. Thank you.
And we've mentioned the nonprofit sector a couple of times, but this is really an important, and everyone I've spoken to has highlighted the need to include the nonprofit. Not only are they a significant portion of our economy, they are a force multiplier. They are one of the ways that we are able to do some of our amazing work. Can't imagine tackling this problem without including Jan Fisher. So Jan, thank you so much for joining. Please come up.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I too thank Chairman Gashi and my colleagues in the business community. It's important to note, Nonprofit Westchester is the only business membership organization in Westchester County that is solely dedicated to meeting the needs and interests of the nonprofit sector, and we're really proud to represent more than 370 members. From the smallest to the largest, nonprofits employ nearly 20% of the workers in Westchester County. So we truly are an economic engine. What we bring to the table here is a unique perspective on affordability. We want Westchester to be a place where everyone can afford to live and work. And that requires us really rolling up our sleeves and examining the systemic and historic circumstances that have put certain communities and populations at a systemic disadvantage. So we bring that perspective to the table, along with our expertise in so many other things that we share with the business community. And uniquely, we look forward to being at the table, representing all people, and very excited to work with Legislator Colin Smith. And again, thank you to Chairman Gashi for this opportunity as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to invite, and actually not only a legislator, but a legislator who chairs the Families Task Force. We talked about struggling families, a person who's been tackling this question in other areas. And then I think a person I'm super glad to be here today is Legislator Nancy Bard. Legislator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, and thank you to all of you who are here today. I'm very excited about this task force, and as the chair mentioned, the Families Task Force does focus on a lot of issues affecting families. Obviously, affordability is one of them, and childcare is one of them. And we actually are working on some suggestions and some thoughts about childcare. So I hope that we can work together, because I think having all of the important players in the room is really the way we can get something done that'll be meaningful for everyone in Westchester. So I'm grateful to be a part of this, and I'm looking forward to all of us working together. Thank you.
And batting cleanup. I'd like to invite Legislator James Nolan, chair of our Small Business Committee.
Thank you. No, it's great to be here. Being the chair of the Small Business Committee since the first meeting, we asked, what could we do to make it easier and better to grow Westchester small businesses in any type of way? And with this task force, it's going to pinpoint that. We're going to be able to work together and figure out what we could do to make Westchester stronger and better than what it is now. But also, we're calling in help. You guys are the help, and we're looking forward to the teamwork. So thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for everybody for joining us. This isn't an unprecedented challenge, if we're going to be honest, right? We've dealt with challenges like this before, but it is a really big one. And this, it's not one that we're going to ignore. I'll join Legislator Nolan in thanking our help from outside, because this really has to be a group effort, and we are incredibly proud to have you all joining us. Thank you so much. Thank you.